At one point, you were pregnant by Jay?
Yes, I had a miscarriage.
Okay, this was before the whole
This is
takeover.
this was like
Okay.
before all of that.
How far along were you?
I believe I was definitely less than 3 months. It was the first trimester. It wasn't.
It was still early.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't planned. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna have this baby and, move forward with our. No.
Okay. When you told Jay that you were pregnant, what was his reaction?
I told him after the fact.
Oh, you told him after.
I told him
the
after
miscarriage.
the
Okay,
fact.
so he didn't even know.
No, I told him after the fact.
So Takeover comes out, and you're saying that Nas and Jay were already sort of communicating with each other in a way?
The beef was already brewing.
Y'all, imagine keeping a secret for 9 whole years only for it to blow up in your face in the most messy and public way possible. Yeah, it's giving drama, betrayal, and receipts all in one. And trust me, Carmen Bryan, the woman at the center of this scandal involving Jay-Z and Nas, is back, and she's got a lot to say about Jay-Z. But here's the real tea. What she's saying now might make you question everything about this hip-hop legend's reputation. So grab your snacks because this story is about to get wild. Now, before we get to the latest bombshells, let's rewind for a sec because trust me, you're gonna need this backstory. For those of you who don't know, Carmen Bryan isn't just any random name. She's the ex-girlfriend of rapper Nas and the mother of his daughter, Destiny. Oh, and she also happened to be the woman Jay-Z allegedly had a long-term affair with while she was still in a relationship with Nas. Yup, talk about messy. This entire love triangle, or should I say entanglement, came to light back in the late 90s and early 2000s. And let's not forget how this drama sparked one of the biggest rap beefs of all time between Nas and Jay-Z. I'm talking about diss tracks, shady interviews, and Jay-Z even dropping some questionable bars about Carmen in his 2004 track, Super Ugly. Oh, you remember that line about leaving used condoms in the baby seat? Yeah, cringe. That one really didn't age well, but here's where it gets interesting. After years of keeping quiet, Carmen is back in the spotlight, and Sis is not holding back. She's dropping bombs about Jay-Z, his character, and even how their messy entanglement came to an end. And if you thought that was it, wait until you hear how this ties into the latest controversy surrounding Jay-Z today. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. How did Jay-Z and Carmen's 9-year-long relationship even start? Well, according to Carmen herself, it all began innocently enough. She claimed they met through the same music circles and that Jay was, get this, her best friend. Like Sis really said they were just vibing until one night things took a turn. In her memoir, It's No Secret, Carmen spilled the details about how their friendship turned into something more. She even described waking up to Jay-Z kissing her one night and how that moment kicked off what would become nearly a decade of sneaking around behind Nas's back. And y'all, this isn't me throwing shade. This is straight from Carmen's mouth. But here's where it gets sticky. Carmen admitted that Jay-Z wasn't just a fling. He was someone she genuinely cared about. And for years, she said she felt zero guilt about what she was doing. Why? Because in her words, she was part of the same music industry circle, and those were her peers too. Sis said, had I been cheating with some nobody, it wouldn't have been a problem. But I was cheating with someone Nas knew and respected, someone in the same world, and I didn't see anything wrong with that. Girl, what? But listen, as spicy as this affair was, it didn't exactly have a happy ending. In fact, Carmen has said time and time again that she was disgusted with how Jay-Z eventually handled things. And y'all, this part is messy. See, everything blew up in 2004 when Jay-Z dropped his diss track Super Ugly. In the song, Jay basically bragged about sleeping with Carmen, even going as far as to mention Nas's daughter's car seat. Like, excuse me? And if you're thinking, there's no way Jay-Z actually said that, oh no, he really did. And Carmen herself said that's when she finally called it quits.
Once Takeover came out, did you and Nas have a conversation about it?
Nas called me immediately.
Okay.
Again, like I said, we weren't even together.
What was that phone call like?
It was in the middle of the night for sure. It had to be like 3 o'clock in the morning my time. And honestly, I didn't even know what he was saying. I was half asleep and I couldn't really understand it. And I was like, I gotta hear the song to really, internalize what's going on so I can give you a sincere reaction. So it wasn't until the next day that I was able to absorb everything that was going on, assess it, and then have a conversation with him about it. And once I realized what Jay was doing, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna allow him to belittle Nas anymore. Like, I'm the only person on the planet that could belittle this nigga.
According to her, Nas called her in the middle of the night after hearing the song. At first, Carmen claimed she didn't even know what was going on because she was half asleep. But once she heard the track and realized what Jay had done, she was was done. She said, "I'm not gonna let him belittle Nas like that anymore. I'm the only person who can come for him, not Jay." Who, petty or loyal? You decide. Okay, so here's where things get really interesting. For years, Carmen kept her distance from the drama. She wrote her memoir, gave a few interviews, and then dipped out of the spotlight. But now, in the wake of Jay-Z's latest controversy, she's decided to come back with a vengeance. If you haven't heard, Jay-Z is currently facing a scandalous lawsuit, and let's just say the accusations are heinous. A woman, known only as Jane Doe, claims that she was assaulted by Jay-Z and another music mogul at a party after being drugged. And Carmen? Well, she's made it crystal clear whose side she's on. Sis took to Instagram to throw some major shade at Jay-Z. First, she posted a cryptic message about people defending who they like rather than what's right. Then she shared a line from Jay-Z's verse in Kanye West's 2010 track Monster. You know, the one where he talks about doing terrible things to women and children in villages. And listen, if that's not Carmen pointing fingers, I don't know what is. Oh, but she didn't stop there. Carmen also shared a headline about Jay-Z's alleged illegitimate son and slapped a popcorn emoji over it. Like, sis really said, "I'm just here to watch the show." And let's be real, we all know exactly what she's implying. Now, obviously, Jay-Z isn't just sitting back and letting this unfold. He's denied all the allegations and even put out a scathing statement clapping back at the woman behind the lawsuit. Jay called her lawyer an ambulance chaser and said he's not giving them a single penny. He also made it clear that he's ready to fight these claims head on. But here's the thing. With Carmen now re-entering the chat and making all these cryptic posts, people are starting to wonder, does she know something we don't? Or is she just out here stirring the pot for attention? Either way, it's messy and it's got everyone talking. So now I want to know what you think. Is Carmen just trying to get her 15 minutes of fame again? Or does she actually have tea that could shake up Jay-Z's reputation for good? And do you think Jay-Z's past behavior, like the super ugly track, gives us any clues about the kind of man he really is? Drop your thoughts in the comments because, trust me, I'm dying to know what y'all think about this one. And as always, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more tea, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single update. This story is far from over, and you know I've got you covered. See you in the next one.